Congressman Tim Burchett here from the great state of Tennessee. Congressman, thanks for being here. And in the break, you said, don't call me Congressman, call me Tim. And I think that pretty much sums up kind of where you are at on what just happened, because you're just a regular guy from Tennessee saying, wait a minute, we need to cut all of this nonsense out. Give me your reaction, and how hard of a decision was this, or was it a pretty easy decision?
Well, it wasn't an easy decision. It was gut-wrenching. I had two decisions to make, and a buddy of mine back home is getting ready to have heart surgery. He and I were talking about it before I left for D.C., and I said, I really had two decisions. Or was I going to go with my friend, Kevin McCarthy, and keep his friendship, or was I going to go against that and vote my conscience? Because, here we are, once again, kicking the can down the road budgetarily with these continued resolutions. We took the entire month of August plus 2 weeks into September, knowing that September 30th was the end of our fiscal year. And, like I say, it happens every year about this time. September 30th rolls around, you can watch. And yet we decided we were going to take 6 weeks off prior to that. And this style of leadership just, look, we need leaders. We need somebody we can follow, and I just felt like we needed to make a change. And I prayed about it. I do a lot of tough decisions. I mean, minor things even, but God always he tells me, not in an audible voice, and it's not automatic. I have to kind of gut through it. But then I figured out I need to do what's best for the country, and I did.
Well, and when you brought up prayer to Kevin McCarthy, I know you've talked about this in the last 24 hours. How would you term that exactly? Did he blow that off? Did he kind of make fun of the fact that you were praying about it? I mean, I know you don't want to reveal the private conversation. I respect that. But how would you term his view when you brought up prayer?
Well, I don't want to dwell on that too much. I was on CNN the night before, oddly enough, and I just mentioned that, I was going to pray about it and make a final decision. And then, his opening salvo over the phone was to me, I thought was very condescending. And, I know he said he didn't mean it that way, or I took it wrong or whatever, but that's the way I took it. And then just excuse after excuse. Why don't we have a term limits bill? Why were we here the month? Why were we not in August? And, he said, I don't set the schedule. I don't do this. I don't do that. Well, dadgummit, you're speaker, and we need a leader. And he's a good friend. He's a good guy, but we just need to make a change. We cannot continue down this road of fiscal irresponsibility. I can't stress that enough. And here again, they backed up this last continued resolution up against, guess what? It's Thanksgiving holiday. That's no mistake.
That's right.
And then push an omnibus or something bigger. And you really, with an omnibus, just to show your viewers, it's a 2,000-page bill, and you read down to where, page 5, and, there's the stuff I need, and there's the lobbyist I need degrees, in my special interest. Yeah. And then you stop reading, and then you have 1,995 other pages of garbage. And that is why we're $33 trillion in debt, and that is why they don't want to pass a budget, because they would have to individually they would have to account for all those things. Yeah. And that's what keeps the wheels greased. It keeps the Pentagon into, $30 billion more dollars this year. It just goes down the line, man. And we cannot afford this anymore.
I've got to get to two quick questions, and I've only got a minute left. What about a potential next speaker? Who do you like? Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan, Byron Donalds. There's others. Where are you at on that right now?
They're all there. I have not talked to Byron. I did talk to Steve last night. I told him I would not commit just yet. I'd like to hear everybody. Next Tuesday they're all going to give their speeches. It'll be like student council, and then but it'll be long time. It'll be decided before then. I suspect we'll probably just have one or two people give their speeches. My buddy Roger Williams out of Texas, Jody Arrington out of Texas, Mark Green from Tennessee. They're all viable. Elise Stefanik. I could vote for a woman for speaker as long as they were strong and fiscally responsible. So that's where we got to go. I'm sorry, you had one more question.
Well, you know what? I think I might be out of time, but let me just, all right, I'll quickly ask you this, but maybe you can give me 20 seconds. I know it's going to be much longer. Those 8 Republicans, many people, Mike Huckabee just said on this show that, hey, it's only 4% of the caucus, please. That should not be the way it should work. What's your reaction to that?
I represent my district. I don't represent Mike Huckabee, and I sure as heck don't represent Washington, D.C. I didn't come up here to make friends. I came up here for some fiscal sanity and get this country back on track, and that's what we've got to do. And all Republicans, Democrats vote for money for woke programs. Republicans vote for missile defense systems that both parties own stock in, and it's public record. Y'all can look it up.
Congressman Tim Burchett, or just Tim, thanks so much. Appreciate you being here on American Sunrise. Thanks so much.